The fact that Sergei Prokofiev became one of the greatest composers of 20th century, and the fact that he was born in a small village practically of Solntsovka near Donetsk, and he quickly discovered the beauty of classical music. I think, first of all, thanks to his parents. He was quickly brought to St. Petersburg, then the capital of Tsar's Russia, the Russian Empire. He quickly was taking lessons from one of the best, most distinguished professors, teachers, Mr. Glier, although in St. Petersburg, when he went there were fantastic personalities, and Rimsky-Korsakov was still alive, and there were fantastic events happening in the theaters and the concert halls. There were great painters, there were great choreographers, great singers, so it was maybe one of the best places of all places in the world for such a brilliant young prodigy to be and to learn quickly. But famously, when Prokofiev would come up with a composition, the then rector, president of conservatory, would walk out from the concert hall because he was seen as a, if I may use a bad word, as a hooligan. He was a musician with a very sharp rhythmic feeling, fantastic harmonic and melodic feeling in his ear, and he was brutally innovative. His early compositions became one of those famous hits of the century. If you take first piano concerto, then you take first violin concerto, then you take first symphony, there is nothing scandalous about all of them. They are brilliant, elegant, highly musical, Mozart-like touch. By many, he is called a Mozart of 20th century. And the reason is that he was able to compose melodies from early age, 9, when he was composing his first opera, Velikan in Russian, which means giant. It's so much fun. It's so much fun. 9 years old. Of course, you will immediately feel, but this is a story of Mozart. That reminds us of the upbringing of Mozart and his famous compositions of early age. Famously, he composed it without piano. He was walking in the fields. He was walking near St. Petersburg. Maybe he was trying to prove to himself that he is grown enough to do it, just being one eye to eye with the nature. Well, before third concerto, he composed amazing second concerto, as we know. Long before, it was premiered near St. Petersburg with phenomenally difficult cadenza. Cadenza was written for someone who has 20 fingers. I don't know who he had in mind, but the dedication to Maximilian Schmidhoff was his friend who shot himself, just killed himself, was a very gifted man and was obviously very, very young when all this happened, you know. And Prokofiev was barely 25 years old. That's a very, very important step. The step from the first concerto to the second concerto, piano concerto, is maybe as big as from the first symphony to the second symphony, the change of the language. Stravinsky used the word tongue. Tongue. My tongue, he says. Language is where you speak French, you speak Russian with the words. The tongue is like an accent. You have an unmistakably French pronunciation or unmistakably Russian, and even if you speak English or French or Italian, but your native accent stays with you, with your tongue. And this is what I think Prokofiev was able to change hugely from one composition to another. In each story, it is a big change.